So you walk into a McDonald's and you see people coming walking in and out. People order the food, sit down, eat, and leave. So you walk up to the register, you look up to the dollar menu, and you see a double cheeseburger, and then you decide, oh, I'm gonna get that. So you pay your dollar plus tax, and yeah, tax, and you sit down and you start unwrapping your burger. And when you do that, this question comes to mind. It's like, where did this burger come from, and how did I get it at such a cheap price? And I'll tell you how you got it. You got it from large-scale farms. Chances are that the majority of you, if not all of you, have bought and eaten products that came from large-scale farms. I was a vegetarian for 2 years, and my brother was as well. He was also a vegan for an additional 4 years, and he was a bit of an activist at his college. So he informed me on some of the background facts behind large-scale farms. So overall, large-scale farms are incorporated and continue to grow in modern society. So I'm going to talk about 3 main points. The first main point is that I'm going to talk about what large-scale farms is. The second is who promotes large-scale farms, and the third is why people are against large-scale farms. All right. So let's start by going over what large-scale farms are. Okay. So before we understand what a large-scale farm is, we need to know what defines a farm. A farm, according to the United States Department of Agriculture, defines a farm as a place that gets $1,000 or more of agricultural product that produces, sells, or would have sold throughout the year. So that's just the minimum requirements it takes to have a farm. But we want to know what it takes for it to be a large-scale farm. And again, from the USDA, a large-scale farm must have a gross sales of $250,000. Now, $250,000 being the cutoff between a small and a large-scale farm. Let's see here. So, as you can see, there are requirements that it takes to be a large-scale farm. And it's not just the size of the farm itself, but how much it's able to produce and sells. To give another description of what a large-scale farm is, Dr. Stephen Sapp from the Department of Sociology in Iowa State University describes large-scale farms as taking advantage of economies of scale by producing food at low cost to hundreds of people worldwide. So now that you know what a large-scale farm is, we can now move on the reason why people promote large-scale farms. Okay, so people promote large-scale farms for economic reasons. Pretty much large-scale farms is an enterprise used to make profit. According to James McDonald, chief of the U.S. Economic Research Services Agricultural Structure and Productivity Branch in April 6, 2009, from Foodstuff, the effects of farms becomes large-scale is that it increases productivity and decreases food prices to customers or consumers. Yeah. So pretty much production is increased by using less labor, less land, and less natural resources. So because of that, it makes large-scale farms efficient and more productive. So it makes a good business. So now I'm going to talk about how it has grown within the past 20 years. Okay, so again from Dr. McDonald, a typical dairy in 1987 was 80 head. So head meaning like per animal was 80 head, whereas 550 head it is today. Feedlots went from 17,500 head to 35,000 head per yard. Hog operations went from 1,200 head to 30,000 head, and chicken complexes went from 300,000 chickens to 600,000 chickens. So as you can see, there has been an exponential growth of large-scale farms. All right. So now that we know what who promotes large-scale farms, we can talk about the reasons why people are against large-scale farms. Okay. So people are against large-scale farms due to for multiple reasons, mostly ethical. They're against it because they do not agree with how large-scale farms handle the living situations of the animals. According to Sustainable Table, The animals are confined indoors and are tightly packed together. Let's see here. They are exposed to toxins, and because due to the decomposing manure that's on the ground. There are also common practices is that chickens are debeaked and cow tails are cut off. They do that to be more efficient and to increase safety. But as you can see, that also leads to the stress and discomfort of the animal. Another reason why people are against large-scale farms is because it damages the environment. So all the animal waste that you get from from the large-scale farms are sent to these lagoons, and these lagoons are basically open-air pits filled with manure. And so in the past, these lagoons have ruptured and have gone into other bodies of water where it's killed all the fish because the water gets contaminated by the manure. An article from the Natural Resource Defense Council states that our water quality is threatened by phosphorus and nitrogen. These two nutrients are common in animal waste, and basically when they're in the excess amount, it creates a boom in algae in the water. Now, when you have so much algae and that grows so fast, it creates it takes away the oxygen from water, creating a dead zone for fish. And so with the less oxygen for the fish, it kills them. So it destroys aquatic life. So now that I told you why people are against large-scale farms, let's go to the traffic zone. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So pretty much, I've covered. I've informed you of how large scales are incorporated and continue to grow in modern society. I covered 3 main points. Well, the first one is what large-scale farms are. The second is who promotes large-scale farms, and the third of why people are against large-scale farms. So the next time you go to McDonald's and you get that double cheeseburger, you'll have an idea of where that burger came from, and the process how it got there. So yeah, that's it.